we want to talk about Myanmar, everything about it. So
We just got back yesterday to Chiang Mai, so we finished up 10 days in Myanmar, and we're just gonna debrief our time there.
yep, so expectations of Myanmar. What did you think about Myanmar before we went?
I didn't have a whole lot of expectations. I think both of us didn't quite know what to expect because we didn't want to plan it too much, and there's not as much information on Myanmar on the internet as there is for, say, Thailand or the Philippines. So I didn't have a whole lot of expectations. I knew we were gonna do water festival, and I thought that would be fun.
The temples.
The temples, I thought we wouldn't see as many foreigners, and I expected to see a good amount of poverty, less touristy things, because Myanmar is so newly open to other countries.
Same. I didn't have any expectations, just we don't know much about it, so.
Yeah.
Our route. So we flew into Yangon, the capital, and we stayed there for one night. And then we took a bus to Bagan. We stayed there for a few nights. And then we took a bus to
A van.
a van.
That wasn't fun.
Took a van to Inle Lake. And from there we took a bus back to Yangon. So we kind of did like a little triangle thing. And each bus ride ranged from 6 to 10 or 12 hours. It just kind of all depended. We'd like to have had a little bit longer in each city. We only stayed in each city for about 2 or so nights. And yeah, so a little bit longer would
I
have been
agree.
nice.
Yeah, 10 days wasn't enough. I wish we'd had minimum 2 weeks, maybe up to 3 weeks would have been good
So
too.
let's talk about the food and accommodations.
We should preface it with, we had both had a lot of stomach issues right before we'd gone into Myanmar from the Philippines and a little bit in Thailand. So we came into Myanmar being a little bit wary because we'd been sick already.
And we're backpacking Southeast Asia, so we're pretty open to street food and whatever comes our way. But Myanmar was just a little too sketchy.
The street
A little
food.
too dirty.
The restaurants were okay, but the street food, at least the area we were in Chinatown, so we didn't have time in Yangon, we were in Chinatown, and we didn't have time to explore outside of that much. Yeah, I would say my first impressions of the street food was, it was pretty dirty looking.
Yeah, so also we were there for the water festival, and for the whole month they just shut down everything. So even if the restaurants are nice, we only found like 1 or 2 that were open.
Yeah.
So practically the whole time we ate
Don't say it.
fast food. I'll just go there. We just ate fast food because
Korean fast food.
Yeah, Korean. Because that's all that there was. There wasn't anything.
We found a nice Thai place that was open, but there weren't that many restaurants, at least where we were staying, open.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be a totally different experience aside from the water festival, but it was fine. We didn't get sick, so that's good. Accommodations, places that we stayed, we found that it was a lot better or a lot cheaper to stay in hotel rooms versus hostels. They were cheaper, and we stayed in some pretty good places in Myanmar. Probably the best that we'll have on this trip, this whole backpacking trip.
We stayed in one hostel and 2 hotels. The hostel I thought was fine, but the hotels were really good. They both had pools. One of them, we got an upgraded room, so we had like poolside loungers, we had a table in our room, we had a bathtub. Yeah. We didn't have time to use any of it though.
Yeah.
Because we were there for like a night, but the hotels were really nice.
It was. I enjoyed our accommodations in Myanmar for sure.
And especially at the hotels, the staff was very, very helpful.
Yeah. Rosebud Thorn.
Okay. You go first. I think
Okay.
I went first last time.
Okay. So, my rose of Myanmar was definitely the water festival. In my life, I've never experienced anything like that before. So it was really cool, and I enjoyed it a lot. My thorn in Myanmar was Inle Lake. The tour on Inlay Lake was not, I wasn't impressed by it, which is a bummer because we've heard really good things about it, but I just wasn't impressed. My bud would definitely be coming back to Chiang Mai and feeling like a little homey again and being able to do things not on a schedule. What about yours?
I have 2 roses. I think the water festival for sure was a rose, but I also really enjoyed the temples in Bagan. So my thorn is the same as Jennifer's. I had been really excited to do the Inlay Lake boat tour. I'd heard some mixed reviews. Some people said it was a bit touristy, but I was still optimistic. But those people were right. It was way too touristy. It wasn't quite what I had been looking for, so that was kind of a bummer. We did some fun things in Inlay Lake, but the tour wasn't one of them. So that was my thorn. My bud is similar to Jennifer's. In Myanmar, we were go, 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 like 2 nights here, 2 nights here, 2 nights here, but I knew that once we got back to Chiang Mai, we have no schedule now. We have no plane tickets or anything booked. So I'm looking forward to slowing down and just doing what we want when we want.
What was your highlight?
Probably the first day of the water festival.
Me too. Mine is the same. That day was a lot of fun.
We kind of found some foreigners on the street, so we bought some water guns and hung out with them for a little bit, and then we just randomly found a truck full of some people, and we jumped on with one other foreigner, and we just spent the day kind of riding this truck, going throughout the town, getting sprayed by water, and it was a good time.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. It was definitely a good way to experience the festival for the first day.
With the locals too, so that was cool, and they were so nice.
That was a lot of fun. Surprised you or something you didn't like about Myanmar?
Yes. Like I said in the expectations, I kind of thought we'd see a lot of poverty, and of course we did see some of that, but it was a lot more developed and influenced by other nations than I thought it would be. Especially Korea. It was very Korean in some places. It's, I think, very quickly become more developed and influenced by outside nations, and it's definitely less touristy than Philippines and Thailand, but there's a lot of influence from other, especially Asian countries.
I agree. And something that surprised me was how friendly the people are there.
Me too.
It is unbelievable. I've never experienced that sort of just friendliness by everybody. Literally everybody was so nice to us. Everywhere we went, all of the cities, all of our accommodations, everything that we did was just so friendly, and I really enjoyed that. And I swear, I'm not kidding you, we probably took 40 pictures with people. And now we know how celebrities feel, and it's not
for me.
Not okay. Don't like it. So we feel you guys out there.
They were nice, but sometimes it would be creepy. Sometimes they'd touch us or kiss us on the cheek, or sometimes they wouldn't even say anything. We'd just look up during dinner and people would be standing right next to us taking our picture. It's kind of weird.
That was weird.
For the most part.
It is what it is. They haven't seen foreigners that much, so whatever. If you could go back to one place, where would you go in Myanmar?
I think since we didn't have enough time, I'd rather go to a new city if I went back. But if I had to pick one place we have been to so far, it would either be back to the temples in Bagan or back to 19th Street in Yangon.
Yeah,
it's kind of their party street with all the
74-cent mojitos.
Yeah, that was nice, and a good mix of friendly locals and foreigners.
Yeah, that was a good place. I don't know if I'll go back to Myanmar, only because there's so many other places that I want to go and see before. So if I ever had the time for vacation, I want to go somewhere else. There wasn't anything in Myanmar that stood out for me personally that I was thinking, okay, I have to go back and see that again. The temples for sure are beautiful, but in a few years, they're not going to let you do what we did. We just rented bikes and rode around ourselves. There weren't hardly any people out, and we just climbed temples and did whatever. But we heard that in a few years they're putting a stop to it to try to preserve the temples, which is great. They should. But if I go back there, I kind of want to do what we did again, and I just don't think that'll be possible. So, I don't know. Maybe in 20 years I'll go back to Myanmar, but probably not. But it was still an awesome country, and you should definitely go.
Yeah.
Definitely. Especially now is the time to go, they're getting their rights, so it's really cool.
I'm happy we went. We almost didn't go. But
Yeah,
I'm
we
glad
almost canceled our trip, but we met so many people in the Philippines that just kept telling us, no, you should go, it's awesome, you should definitely visit it now. I'm glad we didn't cancel. So that's our wonderful explanation of Myanmar. I'm sure everyone has different thoughts and opinions on it, but this is ours, and now we're back here in Chiang Mai and soaking wet.
Yeah, it's like 100 degrees right now.
It's just sweaty out
I
here.
feel like I've been messing with my hair the whole
I
time.
know.
We're like,
sorry you have to
wet.
watch that. Okay, we'll check in later. Bye.
Bye.